What is going on, guys? So I'm just going to be discussing the best account to use for trading, as well as basically why. So we're going to be going over TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, Webull, M1 Finance, and Charles Schwab. So I have experience with all of these. I have more experience with some than I do with others, but however, I will just be giving the facts and my opinion on them. So obviously, Robinhood is one of the first ones that's coming up. The reason I like it is because it is beginner friendly. It's super easy to use. There are no fees. You get an extra 30 minutes of market during the pre-market, as well as you can get up to a 2x margin. Personally, I use margin, but I'm not a huge fan of it. I very rarely use it, and by that I mean due to the stocks that I trade, it does not make sense for me to truly use margin, because for the stocks I have, it does not allow some margin, as like for the triple leveraged ETFs, margin on that is very small. For the penny stocks, margin on that is non-existent. On stocks like Tesla and Fubo and all of that, it would give me full access. However, if those are more long trades, I do not use the margin. So this is why my cash balance or my available balance is almost sometimes as high as my current portfolio balance of 120K, instead of, while I still have around then $60,000 in stocks already put in. So that is Robinhood, for example. Now, do I think it's good? Yes. Do I think it's the best once you start getting your account up? No. This is why I might be switching soon, and I'll make another video on that. The next one is TD Ameritrade. So I use this, actually, the Thinkorswim platform, to literally do all my charting. I usually have my laptop right in front of me, and then I have my phone in my hand to make the trades on Robinhood. Just because I grew up on Robinhood, and TD Ameritrade is a lot more advanced, but once you truly understand it, once you take the time to understand it, it will help make your life so much easier. As well as they also have 4x margins, they have no fees, and you also get another 30 minutes of pre-market. But the thing about it, again, margin, 4x leverage, that is extremely dangerous, and especially with the market volatility you have right now. Imagine you bought Tesla at $700, you did the 4x margin call, instead of putting 10 grand in, that ended up turning into 40, and then Tesla did that fast dip down to 617, and then guess what? You would have been screwed. You might have had a margin call ended up on your account, which is not what you want to happen. So TD Ameritrade, more advanced, better platform overall than Robinhood, in my opinion. The third one that I'm talking about is Webull. Now, using Webull, I'm not a fan. I use Webull for my challenge account. I'm doing the $100 to $10,000 challenge account. I'm currently now almost at $3,000 for my original $100 investment back in November. So that is going very well. The thing that I love about Webull is because I do two different kinds of trading. I do strong, powerful positions with a lot of equity in them on blue chip stocks like Tesla, Apple, Google, Amazon, Fubo, on all of stuff kind of like that, like bigger cap stocks. While I do also then do penny stocks, but I put around 1 to 5% of my portfolio in those. And yeah, so Webull is better at that because the pre and post market hours are so much more than on Robinhood. You have an extra 2 hours instead of just the 30 minutes with Robinhood. They also have 4x leveraged on margin. They also have no fees. So Webull, user-based wise, statistically it's better due to the post and pre-market hours, but user-based wise on how to use it, for me, Robinhood is still easier to understand. Webull is a little bit more complicated, and the reason why is because in its simplicity, it is actually dumb simplicity. So what I mean by that is Robinhood is simple, easy, super easy to understand. Webull, they try to make it so simple, but it ended up actually hurting them because it was harder to understand. It's harder than they should have made it. TD Ameritrade is maybe one level harder than Webull, but that is, TD is advanced compared to Webull, especially charting and graphics wise. So That's why Webull is kind of iffy, but the post and pre-market hours I would say are 100% worth it. But again, that would be for penny stock purposes mainly. Now M1 Finance, that is instead of not really day trading or swing trading, mainly because you can't really control the sales, so it's not like right away. So again, M1 Finance, that's more retirement and long-term investments. It's nice. They also have margin or loans you can take out. M1 Borrow is what it's called. But that has to come. You have to get the monthly membership. You can't just have it like that base because your account has above $2,000 or $20,000 in it. So M1 Finance, no day trading, no swing trading. That is just purely long-term investing. But super nice to handle, super easy, and I love using it for my long-term. The next one is Charles Schwab. I'm not a huge fan of this personally. I do have an account with them. I used it about twice because I just don't like the way it works. I still think the charting and graphing on TD is much better. Simplicity is Robinhood, and then the pre and post market hours on Webull, as well as their margin also depends on the cash you have, not just signing up this or that and all of that stuff. So for me, Charles Schwab, I can't say too much because I barely use it. I just want to mention it because I know some people that do use it, and it's really more for people that have accounts with that, all of that, because otherwise they don't really use Charles Schwab. So in my opinion on basing all of these 5 overall, I got the message for like my phone battery. Okay, it's still rolling. I can just edit that out. So the way I would say basing these 1 through 5, my first option would be TD Ameritrade. And then I would have to tie my second option with Webull and Robinhood. I would have to choose Robinhood just because I've been using it longer and it's easier to use. However, Webull with the post and pre-market, it's so much better. And if you're very wise with stocks and you enjoy the risks and you're pretty confident in your abilities, the 4 times margin there would then trump Robinhood above, or would trump Webull above Robinhood. So TD, Webull, Robinhood. Then I would say M1 Finance, but again, long-term investing, so it's hard to put this on the list, but I like it a lot. I have my dividend investments in there, as well as I have my 10-year investment account in there as well. So, and then lastly, Charles Schwab. Again, personal opinions based on my experience using them and stuff I've looked up, read about, and heard about as well. But yeah, I think overall TD is the winner by a long shot. Webull and Robinhood are neck and neck depending on the kind of person or trader you are. If you need that extra post or pre-market, as well as the extra margin, Webull. If you want the simplicity and just ease and relaxation, do Robinhood. So again, those are basically what account, pros, cons, and why you should use which one depending on who you are. And yeah, also TD Ameritrade allows great paper trading. Webull allows great challenges as well as paper trading. Robinhood does not allow any of that. So to learn, I would say start paper